going live on TikTok. Hello everyone, today is Monday, July 1st, 2024, and we are going to kick this bad boy off right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
Alrighty guys, good afternoon. It's a beautiful, sunny July 1st, 2024, and we're kicking off our live session this Monday with a lot of really cool stuff. We've seen some interesting movements this morning, influenced by a mix of corporate news and economic data. So let's quickly touch on these before diving into today's action with the CYMO Pro. Okay, so this morning the market showed a positive trend, partly thanks to some optimism around new monthly inflows and perhaps a bit of residual momentum from last week's events. You had big names like Boeing and BlackRock. They've been in the spotlight with recent moves kind of stirring the pot. Meanwhile, Treasury yields are slightly up, reflecting a cautious but not overly bearish sentiment among investors. So today it's all about balancing these dynamics, okay? So before we open the floor to your questions, we're going to go ahead and take a quick recap of how the CYMO Pro has been navigating these waters, okay? Hey, hi Vivian, how are you? Welcome back. Welcome back to everyone who is joining us in today's session. Now again guys, if you want to get this full screen, just go on the link in my bio to the YouTube channel and you guys could get the full screen view of what I am looking at right now. Okay, very choppy morning today, very choppy morning that warranted some really good discipline. Let me just put it that way, really good discipline in trading today. Okay, we saw a continuation of momentum following from Friday's session right here. Everything was coming down right there. We had cycle cross above the zero line right about 10 a.m. This morning, and momentum was still flat over here, and it wasn't until momentum actually got out of this threshold right around 11:15 that you actually had any potential signal to the upside right here, with cycle still being up and momentum coming out of this threshold right here. This was a setup to go long. Okay, set up to go long right here at the 11:15 bar, boom, 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 right there. And the moment you got your crossing when momentum kissed goodbye, when cycle kissed goodbye with momentum, you would have exited your trade either on this bar or this bar if you were looking for some type of a confirmation right there. Okay, that was it, guys. Beyond that, you saw momentum go into trend mode right here, and then it just got really noisy. There was no downside right here because when momentum goes up above this threshold and you get a cyclic turn to the downside, that's typically not a setup to go short. Not yet. Okay, so what do? You wait. You wait. That's what you do. You wait. And in this instance right here, all of a sudden you had momentum fall a little bit, but cycle was moving up. Still no setup to go to the short side. In fact, momentum flattened out at this next bar and cycle went up. And you had a little bit of a rally if you looked at the 4-minute, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars to the upside. And that's really been it, guys. It's been a lackluster morning. A lot of chop in the trades, a lot of oscillation intra-bar. Look at this right here, okay? Just look at this. Come all the way down, then go all the way up. This type of intraday bar movement is what really triggers a lot of stop losses because people will jump in at the opening candle. They'll set their stop loss too short, too tight, and all of a sudden you get this rotation to the downside, and next thing you know, kaboom, you get stopped out, right? And you've had that not just with this candle, with this one, you had it with this one, and it's just been, and then here, if you got caught in this area here, you would have been easily chopped up again in the early afternoon session right here. So very tough day to trade if you're using outdated tools to trade your account. This would not have been a happy ending for you right here. Or either that or you would have gotten stopped out somewhere right here. So it's taken some steel nerves today to sit here and watch this market, and we'll see how the rest of the afternoon plays out today. So I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I'm still a little bit exhausted, honestly, from this weekend. It was a very exhausting weekend, very hot and exhausting. That's as best as I could describe my weekend. Okay? Now, would this bar here, would this setup right here have been a trade to potentially go to the long side? Okay, I guess a lot of you guys are looking at that and kind of wondering, okay, would it have been? And the only answer you need is to look at your 4-minute time frame. And if we look at the 4-minute time frame, and again, guys, if you want the full screen view, just head on over to my YouTube channel. The link's in the bio. Let's look at that right here. There you go. Okay, that was a little uptick you just saw in price right there. Okay, this little move in price that you just saw, that one bar in the 15-minute candle right before it just started to come down right there. Look at this right there. You had a crossing above momentum. This had already bottomed out. I think it was over here. Okay, had already bottomed out and had just rolled over right here. The moment this thing crossed to the upside with that signal on the 15-minute, if you're a scalper, this would have been your entry point right here, and that would have been your exit right there. Dead nuts on at that bar on top, right there. Simple, easy afternoon money grab, if you ask me. And And now look what's happening, guys. Again, now you're having a reversal, okay? Little intra-bar reversal right there to the downside. And again, that's also really well caught here on the 4-minute. You had the reversal right there on that bar as soon as you had the crossing over the momentum line right there. And if you notice, cycle just swung from one extreme and it's all the way down here towards the bottom, okay? What's interesting to note, though, is that momentum actually just went into the highway. So will this thing just revert and continue moving up? And if so, this would be cycle number 1 right there. Let's see how this plays out, okay? Oh, sorry guys, I almost forgot to mention, if you guys want today's levels for the Qs, I posted them on my Discord channel. You could just go over there and grab them, okay? And you've got a bunch of levels for the Qs today, so I definitely recommend for you guys to get those. And again, those are on my Discord channel. Oops, that's it. Your upside right here is pretty much done. Now, if you guys want to get some granularity on this particular trade, on where your potential bottom might be, here you go. Look, okay? Watch this tick chart right there, okay? You can look at that, and you can easily tell right here. Okay, I'll just elevate that so you can see it better. You can easily tell right here, guys. Okay, the reversal to the upside to begin with, okay, began right here. You had cycle number 1. Momentum went into trend mode. Then you have cycle number 2, which ended pretty much right there. The end of it right there. Then you had a little bit of a blow off top, okay, which ended right there. And then you had your first drawdown right there. Okay, this was coming down. Okay, you had cycle number 1 right here. Okay, remember you have momentum coming down. Cycle number 1 ends right here. Okay, and you have cycle number 2 right there during the time that momentum is in trend mode down here. Okay, so cycle number 2 ending right there. That is pretty much giving you an indication that you've got to watch out for a reversal to the upside. Okay? So you can track and monitor that on a 500 tick chart if you really want to get granular about what you're looking at. Again, when the cycle component drops all the way down over here, you typically get a pullback to the upside. So let's see how that plays out, okay? So I've got a question here. Are there a max of 2 cycles? Generally, yes. Generally, there are 2 cycles in these lower time frames, 4-minute or the 500 tick. In some occasions, you might get a 3rd cycle, which might be like a blow off top. That's typically when you already hit a top, and you see 3-4 candles go to the side, and then you get like one more big bar that just pushes price up another 30-40 points. You get these blow off tops. Occasionally you might see that, but it doesn't happen every day. Typically there are 2 cycles when price is in trend mode, and that normally marks the end of the trend component of price. And in that 2nd cycle, which is very important, it's important to observe that, because that's typically where the trend ends and price will normally revert back up. And I'm actually seeing this happen right now. As I speak it, I'm actually seeing this happen right now on this 500 tick chart next to me. So hey guys, today the Qs are really range bound, and some of the levels on the Qs are hitting dead nuts on. If I were you, I'd get those levels from my Discord channel. I posted them on there, and you guys can just grab them and draw them on your charts for the Qs. Okay. Now these are not no. These are not like support and resistance, and they're not supply and demand zones. These are gamma expiration levels based on 0 data expiration options. Okay, they're a lot more advanced. All right, look, just exactly what I was telling you guys. You had a stretch all the way to the top over here. You had the drawdown, and then cycle just dipped all the way to the bottom right here. Now you have a potential pullback that will happen in price. Now, you could have seen a lot of what was happening here on a more granular basis. Can you explain the risk management techniques you use? Yeah. For risk management, risk management is one of those things where it's up to the individual trader. The reason why is because my risk profile is different than everyone else's risk profile, and so I typically set a maximum stop loss of 50 points per contract. But some of the risk management tools, the best risk management tools that you're going to have are right here, and that is in knowing when to get in and when not to get into a trade. So for example, if you see cycle all the way up here, you're not going to take a long trade because you know the trade already overextended itself, and there's a high probability that the trade is going to move in the opposite direction. So if you look at something like this and you know that when cycle goes above the threshold, you're not going to take a long trade because you know that's bad risk management. You're just going to get caught in this drawdown, and that's going to hurt. So part of good risk management is understanding the tools that you're using to maximize the effectiveness of your risk reward profile. For example, down here, you wouldn't be looking to take a short trade. You'd be looking to exit the short trade that you would have been on since, I think, 1420 up here all the way down. Okay, so part of risk management is understanding the tools and also understanding your own personal risk profile to ensure that you set stop losses that are consistent with your risk appetite. So I hope that wasn't a mouthful. And again, Let me bring this. Let me bring this. 500 tick chart over here, guys. Okay. Okay, we saw it right here. Okay, first cycle and your second cycle right there. Pretty much. Look at that. Right there. That is dead nuts on at the bottom, guys. Okay, that's if you really want to get a very close-up look to what's happening inside the candle right there. So rather than waiting for the 4-minute to respond, you could look at a tick chart, and that'll give you very, very, very good granularity. And look what's happening. Price has just gone up, 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 up. You got a crossing right there. That's your exit right there, guys. That is your exit. Now, it seems like momentum went into the highway. So if momentum continues through, which is called follow-through momentum, you might get 2 cyclic rotations. This would be your first, and you might get another cycle similar to it if price continues to move up, unless momentum falls. Okay, so you can get some of this granularity on a tick chart if you're interested in better improving your entries and exits. Okay, for example, if you would have saw cycle falling all the way down here, you know what? Maybe a good idea to start looking at the 500 tick chart, don't you think? To avoid these type of candles, even though you know that when it falls down here, it's going to revert. But do you really, really, really want to stay in a trade to see this go up and take a lot of the profits you had coming down? That's probably not a good idea. So it's, well, it's probably good practice to look, at a tick chart, because when you're down here and you know you're going to have a turn, why not look at a tick chart to better improve your exits? That's the whole point. Okay? That's part of risk management. So markets right now, guys, are really at all-time highs. I mean, markets at over 20,000 in the Nasdaq 100. I mean, it's up near 100 points today. What your CYMO settings for? The CYMO setting on the tick chart, I've got it set at 13. I've got it set at 13 on the tick chart. Yeah, it's a 500 tick chart. And for the 500 tick chart, hang on, I think I went back. Let me take a look. I think I went back 7 days. So days to load on the tick chart, you might want to have 7 days to load. I wouldn't recommend more than 7 days, because that is, there are a lot of bars in 7 days on a 500 tick chart. I think it's enough. 7 days to load on a tick chart is good, and with that setting, you should see that fine-tune type of granularity that is important in capturing this. Okay, right there. So you already know if it comes down, you better exit the trade, right? So tick chart is a good it's a good chart to watch out for that. Also, guys, I almost forgot, but this Wednesday, we have one-on-one sessions, okay? It's going to be Happy Wednesday again. So Happy Wednesdays, one-on-one sessions. For those of you who are tuning in that don't know, we do one-on-one sessions with our subscribers every Wednesday to help answer questions, setups, and anything that might be important to their success using the CYMO Pro Indicator. What I have found personally is that traders who take the time to sit through the one-on-one session, okay, have a much higher likelihood of success than if you're using the CYMO Pro and trying to figure out everything yourself, okay? So that's just some food for thought in case you're looking to, in case you haven't considered the one-on-one sessions. I definitely encourage that you do. Hey G-Rod, welcome to today's session, buddy. Glad to have you here. Now guys, in this community, we've got a lot of very talented traders. Oh, at work today. Cool, man. Cool. We've got a lot of very talented traders, guys, in here. I've got guys that trade gold. I've got guys that trade the E-mini. Then there's guys like me who trade the Nasdaq. I've got guys that trade the YM. I've got guys that trade what is it? Live cattle or something else. I think it was one of the agricultures. I think it were lean hogs or live cattle. I've got one other guy that trades the Russell as well. So the CYMO Pro, you can apply this indicator to any symbol offered on the NinjaTrader platform. It doesn't have to be exclusively the Nasdaq 100. Cool, G-Rod. Enjoy your day at work, buddy. I'll be back tomorrow. Blessings to you, man. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, and it doesn't have to be the Nasdaq 100. The only reason I show the Nasdaq and I illustrate this on the CYMO Pro is because it is a instrument that I'm intimately familiar with. I've been trading the Nasdaq for a very long time. And it's just an instrument that whose risk and reward profile I like. It's the only instrument I trade. But, oh, you know what? I just remembered, and I can't forget to share this with you guys. My son, Nikki, will be broadcasting, doing a live stream very, very, very soon. Might be this week, later in the week. But this week's kind of a short week because of 4th of July being on Thursday. The markets are going to close early on Wednesday. Don't forget, I believe they close at 1 p.m. So make a note, okay? The markets will close early this Wednesday at 1 p.m. in observance of July 4th holiday on Thursday. And Thursday, the markets will be closed, okay? I don't trade shortened holidays. When the market closes early. I just don't. There's not enough volume, to want to trade the market. It's just not a day that I just want to trade. I'd rather take the day off and go do something more productive and just, clean the yard or whatever. It's a day where, I'm going to take off and not really trade on Wednesday. So, and besides, I've got one-on-one sessions, but anytime there's a shortened holiday, I don't trade. Okay, that's just the point. So, Wednesday, 1 p.m., the market closes. Thursday, the markets are closed. We'll see how the markets shake out Friday, right? So, he might do something this Friday, or he might do something beginning Monday, but you will see it. It will be announced, and his whole objective is on scalping strategies for the micros, okay? So if you're into scalping the micros, then that's going to be a stream you don't want to miss, and it's going to be for the AM session, the morning session as well, okay? Yeah, absolutely, Johnny. He's going to be doing that in the mornings, and hopefully you guys will get some value out of that. So right now, guys, since about, let me see here real quick. Since about 1 p.m., we have been going sideways. This market has literally been going sideways since 1 p.m. this afternoon, okay? We are literally in chop zone, okay? So when we're in chop zone, you have to be extremely careful of sudden moves in the market. Sudden moves that might appear to be going in a direction which may not, okay? When the market is going sideways, remember you're taking trade structure off your 15 and confirming on the 4. It's good to see the rotation here on the 4, but right now the market is going sideways. There is no confirmed direction that the market is going to rally or sell off. It's just going sideways right now. And don't forget, guys, I posted today's levels on the Discord channel, and the link to that, to the Discord channel, is in my bio. Okay, and you can get those links for the Qs and just plot them on a chart if you've got access to ETFs through your broker dealer. All right. So this morning, every morning I hop on TikTok just like really quick, just to kind of go through my feed. And I must have seen, gee whiz, at least a half dozen dudes trading the SPX. And oh my goodness, it was just... Oh, guys, some of the stuff that you see on here on TikTok is just to like, wow. You talk about micro scalping the SPX. Some guy was micro scalping the XPX. You hear all kinds of crazy themes on TikTok. With these guys, and then they're claiming they're making like $50,000 a day or some, ridiculous amount of money that is not, it's nowhere near truth. There's no truth in that. And then you see what their setups are like, and they're using just, they don't have anything on their chart that would warrant somebody making those type of claims. So just be careful when you're out there scrolling through TikTok, because you find all kinds of misleading stuff on TikTok when you're trading. So, but here, guys, the CYMO Pro, I've shown you guys day after day how I use it, and I'm showing you again right now. Okay, you just had a little bit of a rotation right there to the upside. Boom, it hit there, and right now we are still in chop zone, guys. We have not come out of chop zone. We've got 10 minutes more in the 15-minute bar that we are in right now. Very, very, very noisy afternoon session, and we have been going sideways now since 1 p.m. So we've been going sideways since, what is the chop zone? Yeah, chop zone... I like calling it chop zone, but those are areas of consolidation. That's what chop zone is. Areas of consolidation where the market is consolidating and just moving sideways in a very tight range where it just kind of pretends it's going to move up. It doesn't. Then the next bar moves down a little bit, and it doesn't really go down. It just remains in a range-bound pattern. So we've been in that range-bound pattern since 1 p.m. So range-bound pattern, consolidation zone, chop zone, they're all synonymous. Exactly. Chop zone is an area of uncertainty where the market just consolidates, and we've been in that pattern since 1 p.m. So if you look at a 15-minute chart of the Nasdaq 100, We've been in that sideways pattern since 1 p.m. today. What do you do in these situations? You sit in the sidelines and wait. You don't trade. You just wait and see what's going to happen with the market. That's all you can. That's all you should be doing, because there's those areas are not really they're not really tradable, unless of course you're trading a very low time frame chart. Then that's a completely different conversation. Yeah. Or maybe a 4-minute chart like this, you know. But I stay on the sidelines when I see that. Alrighty guys, I'll be right back in 2 minutes. I'm just going to go grab some water and I'll be right back. Hang tight. Alright guys, I'm back. So, you know what's cool? I actually got access to the TikTok live studio. I don't know why I had been under the impression this whole time that you needed 10,000 followers. I was wrong about that. I actually got an email invite from TikTok saying, yeah, try the live studio. Then I looked closely at it, and it only required 1,000 followers. I'm like, okay, well, cool. I can try this out. So beginning tomorrow, I am going to broadcast this live stream rather than from my cell phone. I'm going to do it from the TikTok live studio, which will allow me to broadcast the entire screen. So you'll see it there, okay? And hopefully the transmission will be good and high quality. And I'd love to get your feedback on it tomorrow when I take this for a test drive, okay? So that will be tomorrow. And I'm pretty happy because, streaming from a cell phone has its pros and cons. One of the things here is you can actually see everything right here kind of close up. And on the live studio, you may not. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it with as much clarity as you see it here, because you'll get the entire screen. So if you're watching it from a cell phone, you may not actually get the full experience the way the experience the way you're seeing it here. So we'll see what's going to happen with that tomorrow. I'm going to test it out, and I'd love to get your feedback on it during tomorrow's live stream. Okay, guys, and just remember again, you have momentum cruising along the service road right here. And whenever momentum is cruising along the service road right here, your exits are always going to be at these extreme points right here. So right there, you've got cycle above the upper threshold, potentially going to revert down. We'll see right now in a moment. And remember, if you want to see the full rotation of this, okay, just grab yourself a tick chart right there. There you go. Okay. 500 tick chart right there. It'll show you the granularity of what's inside that bar in the 4-minute, because there's a bunch of ticks in a 4-minute bar. Okay, and as we notice right now, price it's got an inclination to go up right now. Okay, but remember, on the 4-minute, cycle is already at the top. So if it's at the top, what are you looking for on a tick chart? If cycle is at the top on a 4-minute time frame, guys, what are you looking for on a tick chart? Yeah, that's a question. So if cycle is already past the threshold, if cycle is already past this threshold on a 4-minute chart, what exactly are you looking for on a tick chart? There you go, guys. You just saw it right there. You're looking for you're looking for the rotation to the downside right there. You're looking for this rotation to completely exhaust itself, like it just did right there. So if on a 4-minute chart, you're already pretty stretched out to the upside, you want to make sure you get out of that trade. And right here, guys, this crossing is the end. You're going to get a rotation most likely now to to the downside. Okay, that's what you use the tick chart for, right there. Okay, to monitor the rotation in price to really fine tune that exit. So here we go. And guys, if you want to post your winners or any screenshots, please do so on the Discord channel. I posted an entire analysis there on Friday of how to use the tick chart, the 4-minute, the 15-minute, and all that, so you guys can read it there. It's probably the easiest way to continue the conversation outside of TikTok. All of the news and events pretty much happened this morning already. You had optimism around new monthly inflows and perhaps a bit of residual momentum from last week's events. You've had big names from Boeing and BlackRock, which were also in the spotlight, kind of stirring the pot. You had Treasury yields that were slightly up, reflecting a cautious but not really overly bearish sentiment among investors. So today is really a day where all of these dynamics are being balanced in the market. So that's what we're seeing. Okay. No major drivers that I would say, yes, these things are going to really move the market today. Haven't had anything like that. And since 1 p.m., we've been in consolidation. Well, I call it chop zone. So yeah, and you see again, guys, how this trade just completely just fizzled out right there. You could have caught this whole thing on your 500 tick chart. Also, for you guys who are new, who are just joining, thanks for joining, and I appreciate the follows and the likes as well. Just tap on the screen to show some love to the to the host. It's always nice. But I also want to gift you a free book. So if you go ahead and head over to the link in my bio and just click on CYMO indicators, the moment you hop on that link, you'll get a little slider and you can download my newest book, and that book is called How to Lose Money Trading. I'm going to gift it to you guys for free. You guys don't have to pay anything for it. It's a free download, okay? And you can grab that by going to the link in my bio. Just click on CYMO indicators, and you'll get a little slider that comes out, and just go ahead and download it from there. That's my gift to you for being here today, okay? We just had actually we just had bar change right now at 3 p.m. Yeah, market's still, market's unimpressive right now with a lot of noise. Cool, awesome. Thank you, Vivian. Appreciate you taking the time to read that. It's all based on what I've seen and what are the most common ways that people will guaranteed lose money in the trading process. And I wrote that book specifically because a lot of the things that I mentioned in the book are things that come up all the time. The problem is no one ever talks to you about them. Everyone comes on TikTok and they're inflating their egos on how much money they're making. Oh, I'm making $50,000 a day. Oh, I just made $100,000 yesterday, right? But no one ever tells you, hey, look, these are all the ways you're going to lose money in the market, And a lot of times, unfortunately, you end up having to discover that on your own by trial and error. Forget trial and error. That'll just lead you straight to the broke house. It's always good to learn from other people's mistakes. And the book aims to kind of shed light on a lot of the mistakes traders typically make in the process of going through the learning curve, if you would. Oh yeah. There's what I wrote in that book is something that happens to people every single day. Every single day. All right, guys. So if you're looking at this and wondering what's happening right here, this is again noise. These are areas of noise. This is not if you're a scalper, this is really not even a setup to go long or anything. Now, if you're looking at a chart that's more granular and you're more of a cowboy and your style of trading, okay, you would have caught that trade, granted, right here. Okay, cycle came all the way down. It came back up with momentum, just kinking up to the upside. Long entry right there, and your exit, you just saw it right there where cycle crossed below the zero line. Okay, you just had momentum go above the threshold, so you might be going into trend mode, and this thing might just go like that and come back up again. So if you want to watch it here, I'll leave it here so you guys could see this play out, okay? Trading is not easy, guys. There's a lot that goes into it besides having a good setup. It's also your emotional stability and resilience that has a big impact on the outcome you're going to have when you trade live. What setting is the tick chart on? The setting for the tick chart is set to 13. I've got it set to 13. Okay. And this this tick chart alone, guys, is it's invaluable in the process of you trading. But again, you could have the best setup, you could have everything, but you also have to have a good rein on your emotional control when you go into a trade. And I think that trips up a lot of people sometimes. Happens to everybody because we're human, right? I mean, do you adjust the tick chart setting or do you... No, I always have it at... That's a good question. I always have it at 13. The 13 on that type of chart, it's a really fast chart. It'll filter out a lot of the noise. A lot of the noise. Yeah, so 13 is what I normally keep it at. Okay, and what are we noticing here, guys? We had the first cyclic rotation right here, okay? You had momentum go into the highway, now it's flat, okay? And potentially this may potentially just go around like this. Now that you're in trend mode right here, that's what this is telling you. You're in trend mode right there. Little trend component of price right there, perfectly caught. We'll see how this responds and goes up. And see if we have the second cyclic rotation to end this push to the upside right there. What's happening in the 4-minute time frame? Oh yeah, this thing's going to rotate. Look, all the way down right here, guys. What typically happens when cycle is down? It typically comes up and it rotates to the upside. So let's see how this plays out on this really interesting tick chart. Look at this. You've got momentum just dying off right there. So this whole thing is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. That's it. Your trend component just pretty much ended right there. So, the end. You know, guys, I get asked a lot, when are you going to come live again? I come live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But the only way you're going to know is if you follow me and hit the notification bell in my profile, because that'll alert you as to when I come live. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm here with you guys, okay? Can you share an example of a recent successful trade? And what? Oh yeah, you know what? I've got a very good example of that. A very good example of that posted on my Discord channel that I posted for Friday. Friday was an excellent example, and I show it with the 15-minute, the 4-minute, and a tick chart as well. And I got the charts marked up, so it'll give you some really good detail on why and how that worked with the screenshots. I'd recommend that you head over to the Discord channel so you can see how those trades shook out Friday, and they're in the screenshot channel right there on my Discord. You can see those right there and check those out for Friday's session. And here we go. Look at this, guys. Is this rotation going to do the second rotation right here and end when it comes down? Let's see. Remember, okay, you're down here, and typically what happens when you're down here, you slinky up. Price is moving up a little bit. And here's your tick chart. You just had a crossing above the zero line. And momentum is flat along the 80 marker. So let's see how this ends up right here. Oh, the end. Look at this. Look at this right there. Anytime you get a kink like that as it's crossing, that is it. That would signal, that would be a screaming signal right there to be very, very, very cautious trying to take this to the upside right there. So you might be caught in a region of noise right there. Do you stream at the start if momentum is coming down? No reason. Is no reason to not go long. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. If momentum is coming down right there, exactly, there is no reason to go long. Everything just kind of tilted down the end right there. What I was just illustrating here with this chart is really just to capture the granularity of what you see here. Okay? Here on the 4-minute time frame, hang on guys, I got to do a little verification here on TikTok. Okay, there we go. Threw a slider on it. Every time you get this stretch to the downside, you're always going to get some type of reversal to the upside, right? So the only thing I was illustrating here is to watch out for those cyclic reversals, either to the upside or whenever you have sudden moves that could potentially tilt your trade the other way. Do you stream at the start of the beginning of your trading day? I want to see live trades. I typically try to, I trade most of the time in the mornings, but if you want to see live trades, in the AM session, my son Nicky is going to be launching that for the AM session very soon, in the next few days, probably Friday. And you can see him trade the micros in the AM session. And I do trade the afternoon. There's just no trade setup right now that conforms with my trading style for me to take. I mean, we've been in consolidation since 1 p.m., so there is no setup for me to take right now to go long or short. So there you go, guys. This is the reason I was illustrating this, for granularity. Yeah, he'll share his results when he begins trading with you guys. And you could just watch him. He's going to be showcasing the micros though, so and his style of trading is a lot different than mine. A little bit different, not a lot. He kind of follows the same process. He's going to start when the market opens in the mornings. So probably, I think, around what time? 9:30. I think that's 9:30 New York time. No, yeah, he's going to be placing live trades. I place live trades as well. It's just today there's nothing to trade. Not on there's nothing to trade. Let me qualify that. There's nothing to trade on the 15-minute time frame except, that first move that happened in the morning that ended at, let me see here, that ended like right about 12:30. That's it. You're looking at the Nasdaq 100 futures. That's what you're looking at, and this is a 4-minute chart of the Nasdaq 100 futures. When the market doesn't move as expected, I don't. I mean, the market hasn't moved as expected since 1 p.m. today. And you never set expectations because that just leads to frustration and disappointment, right? You can only see what you're looking at with the tools you have. And if the market's not really cycling, or if it's not trending, if it's just going in consolidation, all you could do is just sit back on the sidelines and wait for the market to shake out. And today we've had a very, very noisy afternoon session. This has been a nasty, noise-filled session this afternoon with really no trade setup that I'd say, yeah, this is a great trade setup to take along. You had one trade opportunity in my book for the way I trade this morning. The rest of the afternoon has not been attractive unless you're trading a lower time frame like this. Then okay, you could have traded this to the upside, you could have traded this here to the downside. Here's another noisy upside trade that ended when this collapsed, but it doesn't pique my interest. And honestly, guys, I think the market is going to be range bound all day. If any of you guys went over to the Discord channel, and by the way, our Discord channel is free. It's not like premium where you got to pay extra. Not even the one-on-ones are extra in charge. So go to the Discord channel and look at the gamma expiration level for 0-day options that expire on the Qs today. Plot those on a chart and you'll see exactly what I mean. Okay? You'll see exactly what I'm telling you right now. This market is really range bound today. And when you get this type of range bound cyclic activity where the market is kind of directionless, you're going to get a lot of chop today. And so range bound, R-A-N-G-E, range bound. Range bound means you're in consolidation, you're in chop zone. That's what that means right there. Yeah, range bound. And we've been, I call it chop zone, okay? That's just my favorite terminology for being range bound or in consolidation. I think consolidation is just a mouthful. Chop zone sounds easier. You'd have an indicator, some type of indicator on a chart that would show you that. And I've got a tool that shows me where, when you're in that type of environment on my TradeStation setup, which is on a different chart. But there's tools out there that you can use. I'm sure there's tools on NinjaTrader that'll help you determine that. And you plot that, on a chart somewhere where you can see. Exactly, Johnny. You nailed it. Exactly. It'll chop you up and spit you out, man. That's why I call it chop zone. It's my favorite terminology, my favorite word to use to describe consolidation and range-bound price movement. Those are areas you don't want to trade. You want to stay on the sidelines. Let the market do what it's going to do. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. It's going to be nasty. Hang on, this feed just went way too fast. Are there any indicators that show? Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are indicators. There's indicators, I think, on NinjaTrader. I don't know which ones. The indicators I have for Chop Zone, I developed them myself for the TradeStation platform. So they're custom indicators that I put together myself. Look at this, guys. I mean, just look at this. This is like plah, right there. Then you look at something like this, and you can see right here, look. You thought it was going up, and then all of a sudden it just went down, it rotated, and there's just noise right now. This is not a market to be, it's not an attractive market to trade right now. Can I make them available for NinjaTrader? I can try. It's just a lot of work to convert things from easy language into C#. There's a lot of work that goes into this. Like just converting, let me give you some perspective. Just converting the CYMO from a strategy on TradeStation over to NinjaTrader took well in excess of like 6 months. Of development time. It was just stopping and going, testing, and there was a lot of work. Because the syntax are so different. On NinjaTrader you're coding in C#, and on TradeStation, you've got easy language, which is, I think, a lot easier to maneuver with. So I can put that on my to-do list of updates and things that I've got to do. But if you look at the 15-minute chart right now, there is really no trade structure to tell you, hey, this is going to be a good long entry or even a short entry to put capital at risk right now. So I know this might be a boring session, guys, but hopefully this is more of a lesson in what not to do than in trading, because sometimes it's important to just sit on the sidelines and wait for things to shake out and for you to get the right trade set up than to jump in. This is a good example right here. This was really not a setup right here to go long, okay? And we know it because this thing topped out right here. All you had was noise right here going up, and then all of a sudden, boom, this whole thing just came down. This whole trade right here was nasty and noisy. There was nothing here to tell you to take the trade to go long. Nothing. So, there's days like today's. You just stay on the sidelines and watch. Alrighty, we just got the 330 bar change right now on the 15-minute time frame, and really, guys, this is just, to me personally, from what I am looking at, this is going to be a chop fest the rest of the afternoon. Bar change means that you just had a close of the 315 bar, and now you're at the 330 bar right now on a 15-minute time frame. That's it. And normally you'll have a change in the indicator on the 15-minute time frame. There's no change to warrant any trade entries right now at this point. And because it's 3:30 in the afternoon and you have 2 bars remaining, you guys who have been watching me for months, know that between 3:30 and 4 o'clock you'll probably get heightened volatility in the market. You'd be well advised to be cautious between now and the close of the market. I just took the 80 tick trade off the 100 EMA off that reversal. Good for you, man. Good. What advice would you give someone new to trading futures? Okay, before you actually open an account and before you begin to place your money in any broker-dealer, I would recommend that you go to the link in my bio, click on the link to grab your copy of the book I wrote last year that came out. It's called Mind Over Market. It's a book on trading psychology. And then go get the free copy of my latest book, How to Lose Money Trading. I would read those books thoroughly several times so you could understand the mindset that's required to become a successful trader. And besides that, I'd look at the new book to understand the various ways that you could potentially blow up your account trading. And then once you understand the mindset that's needed to come into this business, then you can go ahead and practice on a sim account before you actually start placing money in a real account and trading. That's what I would do if I were starting all over again. Get your mind right, get your emotions right, okay, and then start practicing on a sim account. You can take the CYMO Pro for a 7-day test drive. Check it out first on a sim account, run it, and then plan your trading strategy based on what it is you want to trade, right? Whether it's futures or currencies or gold, coin, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you can select. But get your mind right first. That's my advice to you guys. If you get your mind right, that's like one of the biggest obstacles in trading, is getting your mind right before you come into the arena and begin trading, okay? So yeah, grab those books, and the second book, How to Lose Money Trading, is free. Okay, just go to the link in my bio that says CYMO Pro Indicators, and you can grab it there from the slider and download it and begin reading it tonight. Wow, isn't it amazing? I mean, we see this all the time here, guys. Look at this. Cycle bottomed right here. Are you going to take a short? No. At the moment cycle bottom, this whole thing just like, boom, reverse course to the upside again, okay? You can spot this easily right here on the tick chart. You had a bottoming right here of cycle, okay? The moment cycle went up and momentum also ticked up to the upside, boom, you had this big move right here. Well, it's not a big move. It's a big move here on the tick chart. It's not a big move like bar-wise on the 15-minute. But on the tick chart, this could be looked at as a decent move if you're trading the tick chart right here. Okay, you had your first cyclic component right here. Okay, what happened? Momentum went into the highway. Okay, you had a reversal right here, and boom. Okay, this is going up. And this is probably going to end when it goes like this. It's going to go above, and as soon as it goes below the zero line again, you're done. Okay? And I'll leave this here so you guys could watch it play out, just in case you don't have a 500 tick chart. But again, you're trading noise. So remember, guys, on the tick chart right here, okay, you've got first cyclic rotation, okay? Now you've got your second cyclic rotation right there, and it looks like you're getting some noise right there. Let's see what happens, okay? Yeah, the tick chart is it's an optional chart, and if you want to use to get more granularity, you can. And it's really designed. It's really trader's choice. You know, if you want to get a tick chart to show you more granularity, great, you can. You know, that's just really a trader's choice, and that's it, guys. This upside 1 and 2 is over right there. Okay. On the tick chart. There you go. Okay? That's, again, on the tick chart. we're still rising here on the 4-minute candle. So we'll see how that shakes out right now. Okay, again, you're still in an area of a lot of noise, and I'm just illustrating this to you guys just to have a talking point. But really, guys, this is not, unless you're a scalper, I wouldn't be trading this. Not for my own account. Just look. Okay? Right here. Look at this. Okay? This is since 1 p.m. right here. Okay? What has the market done since 1 p.m.? It's just gone sideways. Look at this. With a lot of little fake ups and downs right here. Okay? This is consolidation right here, guys. This is what consolidation looks like right here. This is not tradable if you're a little bit more systematic like I am. I'm not going to jump into this mess and get chopped up. Okay? If you're trading exclusively off the 4-minute or a tick chart or a lower time frame, completely different conversation. I come on here to illustrate how I trade my own account and how I've been successful trading. I didn't see any trade opportunities this afternoon that would have warranted for me to risk capital and jump into the market. There's days like this, okay? That's just the reality of how the markets shake out. Not every day is going to be a day where you jump in and you make 200-300 points. There's days sometimes that you're better off staying on the sidelines, watching the market shake out, and avoiding any losses. Today is one of those examples, all right? There's this notion in the market that you've always got to be in, you always got to get, a little bite of the market. That would lead, that type of mentality, guys, leads to you blowing up your account. Okay, I've seen it happen, and it's not conducive to your long welfare and success trading trading the market. Sometimes you just got to step to the side, let the market shake out, and then come back when you see a good trade structure in the market. Okay, guys? Right now there's been no trade structure here. Like you had something in the morning right here, okay? Which was right around 9:45 right here, okay? 9:45, it appeared that cycle was moving up, but momentum was still down. You didn't have any opportunities here until momentum actually kinked up, and that was until 11:15 in the morning. 11:15, momentum kicked up. You had cycle above the zero line. Okay, long entry. Okay, the moment it crosses and kisses goodbye with momentum, yeah, get out right there at that bar, which was 12:30. But has there been anything else since then? No. Look, there has been nothing else on the 15-minute time frame to warrant you jumping into the market today. Just nothing. Just a lot of noise. And since 1 p.m. till now, which is 3:40, there hasn't been anything. Nothing. And chances are, based on what I'm looking at right now, the market will continue the same way for the next 20 minutes until we close. So, with that, guys, I am going to wrap it up, because I don't want to sit here watching paint dry for the next 20 minutes, when I know clearly as a trader that there's really not going to be a lot of movement in my favor between now and the close of the market. So, hey, listen, thanks to everyone who came to watch today's live stream. Your questions and your insights always help make our trading community a lot stronger and more connected. Don't forget to tap that like button. Thank you for sharing the video today. Thank you for the likes, for the follows, and for everything else. I'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow, when I come back, guys, I'll have the live stream with the TikTok live studio. So hopefully you guys could see it a little better than me streaming this thing on a cell phone. So I'll be back tomorrow with more updates and deep dives, guys. Until then, keep trading, trade smart, okay? And be careful of these crazy, choppy markets this afternoon, guys. Really, I'm telling you, because this is not a market where you want to put capital at risk. This is not trading advice. This is entertainment. Thank you. Love you guys. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, okay?